This is the video you've all been waiting for, isn't it? Welcome back, all my beautiful Irish people. We have Ben Scallon pushes Norma Foley on the SPHE guidelines and new SPHE catalog. I, of course, did a full reaction to the Women's Council, to the woman who leaked the information on that, the kind of whistleblower who leaked the information on the new SPHE guidelines with all the really weird sexual stuff in it. And that video actually blew up on my channel, so I appreciate the support on that. I did a full live stream on that one as well. This one is going completely viral. It's got 40,000 views on Gript Media's channel. And Ben Scallon says she's filibustering, so obviously completely avoiding the question. This one should be incredible. Drop a comment down below if you guys want to support me. You know, buy a t-shirt. Go over to my Patreon, help support the Patreon, because realistically, guys, you know, reporting on the news in this country can get your channel terminated. So I appreciate the love and support from all my loyal Patreon and patriotic supporters. Let's get into it.
Minister, your department funded DCU's SPHE course for teachers and promoted it, encouraging teachers to attend, and at least 2 lecturers on that course have written of the need to, quote, challenge young children's presumed sexual innocence in sex ed and consider RSC as a unique opening to challenge the restrictive and harmful constructions of children as innocent beings. So I'm just wondering, are you happy that an SPHE course on sex ed, which your department is funding using taxpayer money, and which is entirely based around informing teachers on how to teach sex ed, would be influenced by people who want to challenge children's presumed sexual innocence? Is that something that you're happy to stand over?
Well, if I could say, the guidelines for the SPHE course are freely available online, and the curriculum is outlined on the Department of Education website, on the NCCA website, so we're very clear on what's to be taught in the classroom. The personal views or the views of the people who are teaching on the course are not influencing the agenda that is taught in the classroom or the curriculum as laid out by the department and laid out by the NCCA. 2 very separate issues.
Well, on that issue, you've publicly said that the claims made by teacher Mary Creeden about DCU's SPHE course are misrepresentation, but last week Gript released a recording from that class which showed a teacher did have discussions with the class about fisting and rimming and other kinds of things like that.
I do have to say, I did something with intimacy as well, and both rimming and fisting came up, so I thought you might know that.
Wow, thanks, thank you. Like, there's no context to this conversation.
I can imagine the context. It's all right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, and that, to me, that they did that on the elbow, just to me, it's like tells me that they were just dying to like get dirty with it, like just couldn't hold back. So it's great that you create the space for them to just get that stuff out.
So
it's wild because when I did that full report from the Women's Council YouTube channel, the full reaction, that video was wild. It just caught on like wildfire because there's no ability to do a classroom-based assessment, a CBA. And I made a joke, you know, a stupid joke, but it's true, guys. How are they supposed to assess this in the classroom? You know, everyone just starts doing these acts to each other. It's sick and disgusting to even say, but that's what they're saying. That's their implication. So yeah, it's just absolutely the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm even watching. I thought this was like a flipping, I don't know what I thought this was, but how are they supposed to assess that in the classroom? Disgusting, bro.
Do you think Mary Creeden, in light of that, is owed an apology, given the fact that these are issues which are apparently being discussed in classrooms?
No, I'm not at all aware of that recording that you refer to there, and I can't stand over the fact that...
Sorry, Minister, is that not a problem that you're not aware of that? Why is it that I am aware of that, but you, as the Minister for Education, wouldn't be? Isn't this your area that you're supposed to be running as a department and as a sector?
Well, again,
I think people are just lying because, you know, if I was the head of health in the country, I would know the real points of contention. You know, I would know what the public are really mad at. You know, it's not like they're ignoring them. It's not like they're stupid. You know, in my personal opinion, they're just ignoring it, or they're just pretending not to know. You know, it's like people pretend not to know to seem like, you know, whatever. They just aren't aware of that issue, but it's like they should know about these issues. This is obviously massive in the news. Like, it's one of the most contentious points in the news, in all newspapers right now. Like, how she doesn't know about it is just mind-boggling. You know, it just seems ridiculous. You know, they definitely know. Let's be honest.
Again, and I would say to you, I'm very clear on what the curriculum is for the SPHE course. It's available online. I invite anyone, including yourself, to look at it online, whether on the department website or whether on the NCCA website. I know that, for example, the DCU training course that's there is a training course for adults, material that's discussed amongst adults in an adult conversation.
Minister, it's adults, but they're adult teachers. It's informing teachers how to teach RSE.
No explicit material is shown in a classroom.
But they're teaching the adults to teach the kids. I mean, anything that they say to the adults in these lectures, the DCU lecture halls, would be taught to the kids. I mean, why else would they be teaching the adults the things? Like, why else would they be teaching them that? So
I stand over the fact that adults may well have conversations around subject matter and topics, which is for an adult audience. We're very, very clear that anything that is taught in the classroom is age and stage appropriate, and under no circumstances is explicit material shown in a class.
I've just told you.
Aren't there like a bunch of books like that all those guys go around to like all the libraries and they go like and they like show them that these kid books, these like books for like 12-year-olds basically have supremely like you know, X-rated and explicit material. Like, that is a thing, right? We're not making that up. Like, these books that they show to kids and they try and basically take the innocence from kids. Like I said in the last video, one of those big philosophers, Aristotle or whatever, Plato, said that, you know, a good society, a very high standard society, means that one of the indicators of a high standard society is that, you know, kids remain their innocence throughout, you know, for a long time, right? That's why we have like the Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, you know, all that shit, right? That's why we have all these like, you know, kid-like things, these children-like things, so people can keep their innocence until a later age, till they're like 18, 19, right? That's why we have these things. But if they're just trying to take that from people, that's one of the indicators that it is a bad society. It is a demonic thing. It's a satanic thing to do that, in my personal opinion, guys. You know, you're not supposed to take youth from people.
Minister, this audio recording is teachers on this course discussing what they talked about in the RSE classroom and how topics like fisting and rimming were coming up during the class discussion. Again, I'm telling you, this is what the recording shows.
I would bring to your attention the fact that I'm not aware of anywhere on the curriculum or anywhere on the syllabus.
It doesn't matter if it's on the curriculum, it's being discussed.
There is taught in the classroom. I can only refer to what is laid down in the guidelines to be taught in a classroom. So nowhere is any of the language that you have referenced specifically referenced.
But it's so explicit, like, to be talking about that, like, it's just wild.
In the teaching of the SPHE curriculum. Now, I've taught for many, many years myself. You can never legislate for what a child might ask in a classroom, for a topic a child might broach in a classroom. But I can say to you, in terms of what is being taught in the classroom and what teachers are being trained to teach in a classroom, is available online. And it speaks to issues of how to manage stress, how to manage health and well-being, how to protect yourselves in an online world, how to protect
nobody has a problem with that. Nobody has an issue with any of that.
Alcohol or drug use or whatever.
Minister, you're filibustering, Minister. This is not in contention.
Aspects to SPHE, and you persist in referencing one, which is not on.
I believe there are many parents. I believe there are many parents in this country who are particularly concerned about this one. That's why I'm persistent in asking about it. And again, in this particular recording, which you should have heard, because it's
a really good explanation there. I mean, Ben Scallon gives a great explanation. I mean, the reason he is, you know, continuing to ask about this one is because nobody cares about the other aspects of SPHE, right? The social part, the physical education, the health education. Everybody agrees that it's good to be fit and healthy and go for a run, and, you know, you should eat fruits and vegetables and, you know, meat, a little bit of meat as well, and, you know, have your you know, sort of balanced diet. Nobody's disagreeing with that. What they're disagreeing with is the crazy shit that seems to be coming out of the DCU education guidelines. Like, that's what it literally, they said it, like, just go watch that video on the Women's Council. That's what they're disagreeing with. Like, nobody cares about the health education. Like, what?
Not on.
I believe there are many parents. I believe there are many parents in this country who are particularly concerned about this one. That's why I'm persistent in asking about it. Right. And again, in this particular recording, which you should have heard because it went viral, it's of great concern to many people in this country. The teachers are talking about how it's great that space was provided for these children to, quote, get dirty. These are the kinds of phraseology that are being used by teachers who are participating in this course, which is funded by your department. And apparently you have absolutely nothing to say about that other than, oh, I didn't see it. I'm not sure what you're referring to. That's not on the curriculum. Do you really think that's good enough? And do you think people at home watching this will think that that's good enough?
Ben's just roasting at the end. Oh, man. Ben Scallan's just roasting her at the end right there. Oh, just mocking her, like. But it's true, like how would you not know about something that you're funding? I mean, that you're directly funding. Like, how would you not know about that, guys? Like, you're giving your money, something that you work hard for, directly to that, or at least the public's money. Okay? I know, of course, the government, they don't care too much about when it's the public's money. When it's taxes being used for other things, they spend it freely. Now, if it was their own money, I don't think they'd be funding this stuff whatsoever. Just personally putting that out there.
I have plenty to say when I'm given the opportunity. And what I say to you is I can point to the guidelines that are there. I can point to what's on the curriculum to be taught in the classroom. What happens amongst an adult conversation, amongst adult teachers who are being trained, that's an adult conversation. It is not the conversation.
It's not just being taught amongst the adults, guys. Anything that's taught to the adults is going to be taught to the kids. It's a trickle-down effect. Everybody knows this. I mean, this is basic education, but...
Conversation that is part of the laid-down syllabus.
It's happening in classrooms.
Presented by the NCCA or available on the Department of Education guidelines.
Bro.
Thank you.
It's really not good enough.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Ben is right on the button right there, guys. I mean, total legend. Absolute legend.
Thank you.
Go over to Grip Media, like, comment, share. He said at the end, it's on the syllabus, and, you know, it's not good enough. And it's true, guys, and that's the sentiment... That's the public sentiment around the country. So I don't know how she doesn't, as the minister, the leader of the country in this area, doesn't know about it. That's like the flippin', you know, the generals of the military, the generals of the Irish army not knowing about, you know, the attacks in Lebanon or whatever. You know, it's just like using that as a reference. I mean, that is like I said, direct. You directly should know about that. I mean, it's literally gone viral. Like, the whole of the country knows about it, but you don't know about it? Like, bro, give me a break. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. I think it's demonic, immoral, and quite frankly, a demoralization tactic. You know, they want to make the people in general feel upset and feel bad so that everybody's arguing with each other and that it's just awful. But realistically, guys, I mean, they're going to just... You know, they're going to do something about this. People are going to, you know, want to put explicit ratings on these books, or something's going to happen with this type of thing, because it can't just keep to be being shown and not being curtailed in some way. So let me know your thoughts about that. She also looks like Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians, which I always say. I don't know, that hairstyle. I think the top comment on this video is, who does her hair? They should be jailed, or something like that. It's pretty funny. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one, guys. YouTube, of course, I don't know, showing the great content. I didn't even know that Grip put up this video until a couple of days ago. I would have reacted to it as it happened, but I don't know. Did I know about it straight away? So, oh, yesterday. It was only put up yesterday, so I found out about it today, and I reacted to it. So yeah, if any other videos you guys want me to react to, just comment down below. If you want to support me, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. Buy one of my t-shirts. You know, we're going to keep reporting on the news as much as we can, of course. You know, I mean, these stories are just so horrendous. It's just unbelievable to even talk about. I mean, some of this stuff is just so disgusting. It's like, I don't really want to be even talking about this stuff personally, but, you know, I have a platform and I have to do what the people want to hear. You know, I'm not the average TikToker. I'm not the average YouTuber. I'm not going to be going out talking about which pint is the best, what beer is the best, what crisp tastes the best. Is it Tato's versus Walker's? You know, what's the better crisps? What's the best chocolate bar? Twix or Cadbury? No, guys, I want to talk about shit that actually matters. That's why I love you all, the people of Ireland. Subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.